Robert and Vi Herring, both in their 70s, were lifelong residents of the area, married 34 years with 5 children between them. They didn't like the idea of getting the vaccine, their children said. They became sick after attending a 52nd high school reunion and died within 3 days of each other at a Fort Smith hospital in late July. Now, Shanda Parish is their daughter. She considered her father her hero. She's devastated, she said, clinging to waves of numbness between grief and anger. The deaths have caused a rift within the family, whose children remain split on their views of the vaccine. Ms. Parish, by the way, who is a nurse, says she still won't get it. She simply doesn't trust a newly created vaccine. She doesn't regret that her parents didn't get vaccinated, she said. It was their choice. Instead, she regrets that she was quarantining ahead of a cancer treatment when they fell ill and couldn't be involved in pushing to get them hospitalized sooner. Ms. Parish's last interaction with her father was a voicemail from the hospital of him moaning and gasping for breath. It doesn't even sound human, she said. I don't like hearing it, but I can't delete it. One of y'all can go ahead and talk.
Yeah, you know, when my dad got COVID in the hospital, and they called me and started reading the last rites over the phone, and I didn't know what the guy was doing, the reverend guy, and this was at the height of it all, and I'm like, wow, what if those were like really the last moments, right? How many families have had to go through that situation where the parent didn't come home, or the child or the son or whoever, and they died alone in these rooms on these ventilators? And look, this argument that this is a new thing, people started working on this vaccine over 2 years ago as it related to SARS and other derivations that eventually would become this COVID. So this whole idea of it's new, it's not true. And again, to say that you're mad at you're not mad that this is how they chose to go. This idea of, well, if they die, they die. This is not how it's supposed to be, and it is really ridiculous, especially when we see the numbers rising with children now. And they're not only rising with children, but they're rising with them more quickly. So hospitals, I heard just today, a hospital in Texas, it took 3 months to get to a certain level of COVID patients, and they got there in 3 weeks this time around. So if you're not going to wake up to it now, you're going to be attending a wake for a family member, and people got to get over this right now.
The thing here, Julianne, this was the quote from the daughter. Since the Herrings died, Ms. Parish has felt judgment from friends and acquaintances asking why her parents weren't vaccinated, why she didn't make them get vaccinated. Quote, we didn't kill them, but some people make us feel like it's our fault. They're gone. No one should try to make you feel guilty because someone died. Now, her brother feels different. He said apparently he tried unsuccessfully to push his parents to get vaccinated and is now trying to persuade his relatives. He was put off by friends and acquaintances pushing conspiracy theories about the vaccine even after his parents' death. I'm absolutely angry and frustrated. Their age and health conditions, they should have gotten vaccinated really early, and then trying to talk to friends of theirs and hearing these ridiculous things about depopulation and computer chips.
You know, first of all, this woman, Miss Parish, she's a nurse. She should not be allowed into anybody's hospital. If she refuses to get vaccinated, she should be forced either to get vaccinated or to find another job. You cannot telework as a nurse. So go do something else. You know, I mean, seriously, her brother is absolutely right. They didn't kill their parents, but they contributed to their death. This laissez-faire attitude of what will be, let's not worry about it. If I die, I die. If you want to die, you'll die. Not having the vaccine, as far as I'm concerned, is akin to committing suicide. You're saying that you wish to be dead, and you're prepared to actively court death, especially if you're of a certain age. These people were in their 70s. From a picture of them, Roland, they look like vital people. They went to a high school reunion from 50 years ago. They didn't have to die. They chose to die by listening to all this gobbledygook that keeps coming from wherever. And I don't know who these people are, but I have to confess, I have a sibling who refuses to get the vaccination. And no matter what we say to him, you know, it's a white man's conspiracy. It's he doesn't trust it. And whatever he has to say, it's absurd. And it has to be coaxed to wear a mask. I mean, we refuse up until a point to wear a mask until the nurse practitioner told him he couldn't come in the house to see his mother as she was dying unless he put a mask on. So I don't know where these folks come from, and I don't know what they're thinking, but I know that they're imperiling others and they're imperiling themselves.
Folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.